Yeah, yeah. We got special guests. What's up? Pee-wee. Here on CBS. Saturdays.
When Alex and Josh hit the screen, retro heroes you've never seen. Ninja Turtles battle hard, Power Rangers raise their guard. He-Man on a quest so bold, with Ghostbusters fighting ghosts so cold. My Pet Monster in the fray, come watch it all on Saturday. Slash Track Saturday mornings, Alex and Josh take you soaring. Jump into the past, it's revealing. Retro wonder, it's so thrilling. Bionic suits and Thundercats, superpowers and cool gadgets. Join the fun, it's never dull. Monsters, villains, unforgettable. Mysteries solved with every show. Time to see where the stories go. Heroes unite, the countdown's done. Retro legends having fun. Ultron warriors form the beam. Conquer fears, chase big dreams. Jem's a real cool superstar. Don't forget the Avatar.
Good morning, Slashketeers and Slashaholics, and welcome back to the Slash Trax Playhouse, where Josh and I are going to be reviewing, discussing, and deep diving this very and very important episode of Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yes.
The episode is titled Rainy Day, Josh.
I love rainy days, man. I don't know if you can tell I got one going on right here.
Oh, I'm fully aware of the rainy day
Definitely.
situation.
It's definitely not like a green screen thing going on. That's definitely a window behind me, a giant, giant window.
And it pans from a different window to another different window.
Yeah, and it just it kind of loops for me. It's yeah. See,
You look like you're standing in front of the TV from Back to the Future 2 when Michael J. Fox is like, I want the Weather Channel, ESPN, NBC, Fox, Lifetime, Cinemax. And he's like, contract.
or like my wife was watching Golden Girls recently, like an old episode of Golden Girls on Hulu.
Of course she was. It's a great show.
And one of them was getting on to the other one about their grandson or something, watching the adult movie channel, not a adult movie channel, but there was only one in
Spice.
the 80s,
Spice.
and it was all scrambly.
We didn't have enough money in my house to have the adult movie channel, unfortunately, but we did have the scrambled movie channel.
I did not mean to bring up adult movies with today's show. That was not intentional, but
Well, in a weird way, Josh, I was going to be bringing up adult movies anyway in this review
okay,
later on.
okay.
Yeah, later on. Hey, Josh, this is actually, I didn't know this, but during my research, this was episode 3 of season 1.
Wow.
I was not aware of that. This episode is a core memory for me. And
Yeah.
I don't know if my dad just happened to tape this one on VHS when it aired the first time, or if he taped it when it was a rerun. But I watched this in heavy rotation over and over and over again. And what's really interesting about that is I have so many different memories of this specific episode that I thought came from different parts of different seasons, but it was all in one episode, and this is the one.
Yeah, I'm sure it reran multiple times. I remember watching it. I remember as I was watching this for the review, I was like, saw this as a kid. We
Mhm.
actually got my dad the first rainy day that happened after seeing this, whenever, like on a Sunday. to make us paper airplanes because Pee-wee made them too fast. I remember that. Like he's like, fold it like this and like this and like this. And it's like, there's no pause button in 1988 or whatever, you know.
Nothing.
You had to keep up. But and then he's like, cook something on the stove. It's like with parents watching, right? No, awesome 80s. I loved it. I did have one note I wanted to throw in so I didn't forget it later. The mail lady seems kind of judgy, but I'm sure we'll get to that. So
She's not judgy. She's cold and she's
terrified.
drenched from being a mail lady, and she's got to deliver mail to the Playhouse. And Pee-wee is like, "Oh, hey, would you want to be dry out next to the fire?"
And look at all these talking appliances. It looked like she might have just been terrified and just wanted to get out of there, but she seemed kind of judgy. It's like all we wanted was a little help.
Ah!
Ah!
Hey, I just came up with a weird side theory about Pee-wee's Playhouse. Do you think that now this is just a do you think? I'm not saying this is what happened. Do you think the mail lady was kind of judgy because maybe Pee-wee is on some sort of like LSD acid trip and the things in his house aren't actually alive? Like nothing's actually alive. He's the only one who sees it.
Maybe it was like her first day on that route, you know, she showed up like, I'm gonna get out of here before I get axe murdered by you said Couchy and Terry? Okay. Come to the campfire and it's a bunch of like we see it as like, you know, rubber swimming things and all that and toys, but really what she's seeing is like severed legs and severed arms.
Yeah, Randy is not a bully puppet. Randy's actually like someone that Pee-wee, finished off, deleted him and turned him into a puppet.
We love Pee-wee here, by the way, folks. Love Pee-wee. I think he got a bum rap later in, when the crap went down in his life.
Listen, what else was he supposed to do in the theater? In that theater, what is he supposed to be doing?
My mom wouldn't even let us watch Pee-wee movies after that happened. And it's like, as an adult, it's like, of course that happened. Everybody else did it too, but you don't hear news stories about Bob was caught, doing that in the adult movie theater because he's not famous. It's just because he was famous.
This whole problem could have been resolved or solved if he would have just had the adult channel at his house, the Playhouse.
The one. But
yeah.
What are us talking about this now? If we ever do another Pee-wee review, which we certainly will, we're not going over this every time. He had a bum rap. He was being human. We'll send people back to this episode if they want to hear our thoughts on that thing.
Yeah, he listen. What else was he supposed to do? He got busted for doing something that was intended for. Maybe some better judgment because he's famous. Maybe he should have tried to get a magazine subscription or something. There's other ways you could whatever.
George Michael did it worse because he was in public, like in a bathroom. So
George Michael had faith that he wouldn't get caught.
Yep.
Because he's got to have faith, the faith.
And he did ask that one person for help.
Ah! Hey, I needed help yesterday because
oh, sorry.
Josh needed assistance yesterday because right before we were going to record and film this episode, rainy day, he actually had a storm and a very intense rainy day that prevented us from filming and recording yesterday.
Went without power for almost 12 hours, a little over 12 hours.
How ironic. How it's raining in Oregon where I'm filming this right now. Totally raining, totally windy right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's totally raining behind me. I told you that's real.
when we recorded the Raft, the Creepshow 2 vignette or story, it was July. It was really warm when we recorded it. It was summertime.
It's awesome how that works out.
Yeah, that's really weird. Serendipity.
When we reviewed Scream, I had just went on a murderous killing spree in a mask. So, I mean, it's always kismet. It's kismet. Just lines up.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next subject.
Full circle, huh? That's crazy. Oh, wow. That's ironic. All right. This original air date for this episode, November 8th, 1986, Josh. And the director was a guy named Stephen R. Johnson. Not a lot of credits to his name, so not much to be said. He did 13 episodes of Pee Wee's Playhouse, and he was predominantly a music video director, and he helmed some of the music videos for Peter Gabriel, Dire Straits, Oingo Boingo, and Talking Heads.
Oh wow.
So he was a music video guy. I wonder, there's a definite style to this episode and to Pee Wee's Playhouse in general, with the food in the fridge, how they are like basically their own little characters, and just the design of them, and just how everything isn't just an item; it's actually an existing thing, like
Yeah.
an actual real thing, like almost like a person. I get the Sledgehammer vibe. Do you remember the Peter Gabriel video, Sledgehammer?
Yeah, I can see that. Is that one
I
that
can
guy directed?
I don't know if but he did a bunch of Peter Gabriel videos, and I didn't look to see if it was one of the ones he did, but it feels similar.
I feel like Pee Wee's Playhouse like crawled so shows like Blue's Clues could walk, you know?
Oh
Um,
yeah, definitely
definitely.
set the mold, set the standard.
Mr.
Steve,
Rogers kind of started it. He was like the, like the golden age, Pee Wee's the silver age.
yeah,
Yeah.
Steve from Blue's Clues is on Instagram now, and he has these shorts where he just checks in with people, and all he does is he's like, "How's everybody doing?" And then he just pretends like he's listening to everybody.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think that's really cool, and I think it's like very helpful. It's almost like
Yes.
therapy without going to a therapist.
I agree. I agree.
The writer of this episode was a guy named George McGrath. He did an episode of one of our favorite shows, Tiny Toon Adventures. He helped write Big Top Pee Wee, the movie. He wrote 23 episodes of Pee Wee's Playhouse, which is what we're reviewing. He wrote 3 episodes of Kids Incorporated, and he also wrote Elvira's 1986 Halloween special.
That's awesome. Elvira is like everlasting, man.
Elvira and Paul Rubens, who is actually Pee Wee Herman, got their start together on the Groundlings. And that's why you'll kind of see them pop up together in a lot of stuff. They were good friends in real life.
I hated when we lost Paul. It just happened so sudden and everything.
He kept it under wraps. He didn't let anybody know that he was sick.
Yeah. I enjoyed his Pee Wee's Vacation
So did
Netflix
I.
movie. That was
I
fun.
really I third or fourth rewatch, it gets better.
And he got to play Penguin's dad a second time. He played it in Batman Returns.
Yeah.
And then on Gotham, he actually did like a 2 episode thing as adult Penguin's dad, like them reconnecting, which was pretty cool.
Does he have lines in it?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mr. Cobblepot.
Yep. It's really cool.
Josh and I talked about Pee Wee when he passed away. We did a little tribute on one of our past Slash Trax news episodes around when it happened. And I remember Josh and I kind of came to the consensus that it hit us so hard was because when we were kids, Pee Wee's Playhouse was like in a weird way, because this, we were 3 and 4 and 5 years old when we were watching this. Pee Wee was almost kind of like our first friend.
Yeah, yep.
Even though he was on TV, he was inviting us over to his playhouse. We were learning things. We were watching him have fun. We were included in everything. So I think that his passing was a big deal. At least I can say that for me.
Yeah, and I'm glad he got a resurgence later in life. In his acting career and everything. He even
Yeah.
did like a really cool Pee Wee's Playhouse stage tour
Yeah, he did.
several years
He did.
back, and I watched that on HBO. That was really cool to see. So,
He even
we should
hosted.
review that. But
I would totally do that. I love Pee Wee, and I also liked it when he hosted Monday Night Raw.
yes, that was fun. That was fun. Yes.
Him and The Rock shared a screen together.
Yeah, that was great.
So didn't Pee Wee say, I like, The Rock was just about to ready to say, it doesn't matter what you say, and he was like, I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah, yes, I love it. I love it.
All right, Josh, speaking of WWE, it's everybody's favorite time of Slash Track Saturday mornings.
Well, we
Josh and I
talk
are
about
gonna
everything but the show. So here we go.
we've talked about Pee Wee enough on this Pee Wee episode. We're gonna talk about, Josh, who was the WWF champion on November 8th, 1986.
Was his initials HH?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not saying his name today. We've given him too much airtime.
All right, Josh. Who was the real world's champion for the NWA at the same time of November 8th, 1986?
Ric Flair.
Ab- Woo! Definitely.
Woo!
Who would have known? Who would have known at the time that the actual heel of the two of them, that HH was the actual heel of the
Yep.
two?
In real life. Yep. Ugh. Ugh.
Flair's a heel in wrestling and in real life, but Flair, I think, has a heart of gold. He just can't get out of his own way.
Yeah. Yeah. He even like kowtowed for HH later on, like in WCW. And when they went on like a tour of HH's a Mania tour or something in Australia and like jobbed to HH over and over again.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did the
That
same
was like
thing
in
in,
Australia, right?
yeah, did the same thing in TNA. It's kind of sad, but hey, he was just, if you get paid, he didn't care. He did business. If you were paying him, you're the booker. Flair did what he was asked. Meanwhile, Pumpkin Pie Skin over there, it's not going to work for him. Uh, in '86, he was like prime pumpkin pie, like fresh out of the oven pumpkin pie skin.
He was still he was hot dog skin, Hogan. He was still wearing white and red. I don't even know that he was in red and yellow yet around
Yeah.
that time. He was still he might have still been wearing the white and red gear. Hey Josh, I want to ask you for the entire year of 1986. So not this specific week that the episode came out, but
Yeah.
for the whole year, what was and if you just give me some guesses and I'll tell you if you're right. What were the top 3 box office grossing films of 1986?
Oh man, when it comes to the '80s, I get my years wrong and stuff. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Top Gun.
Top Gun is number 1.
Okay, Days of Thunder was that the same year?
No,
No.
Days of Thunder was like 89.
Um, Indiana Jones, one of the Indiana Joneses,
No, but that's excellent. That's an excellent guess.
'86. Back to the Future was '84, right? '85.
85 was Back to the Future.
And then part 2 and 3 was like '89 and '90.
Can I give you a guess for one?
Okay.
One of them is a major Netflix show now.
The Dark Crystal?
No, but that's a good guess too.
Uh, hmm. I don't know. What is it?
Karate Kid 2.
Oh yeah. Karate Kid. Okay, got
Karate
it.
Kid 2 was number 3. Top Gun was 1.
Is the other one a
And
sequel or a
number 2 was an original film, the first of 2. Actually, the first of 3. I think they made 3. But it was from Australia. How about that?
Oh yes. Paul Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, oh my God! What I know the name of the. I just can't.
Crocodile
Yeah,
Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yep.
I didn't know that Crocodile Dundee was such a huge hit. It was massive. Massive hit for 1986. It made $116 million in 1986 money.
That's like 500 million or more now.
Yeah.
I got
I
Top
just
Gun.
Top Gun. Top Gun was huge in 86. Top Gun Maverick was huge in 2021 or whatever year it came out. Josh, how much was a gallon of milk in 1986?
Shit, I was a kid. 89 cents, a buck 19.
Okay, the first one, Price is Right, you win. The second one, you lose.
Okay.
So we're gonna go
99
with
cents.
Oh man, you're close. $1.08.
Okay. I said
Gallon of milk.
119, so that was close. But
Yeah, that's excellent choice. Last episode, Slashaholics and Slashketeers, Josh almost nailed all of these right. Like all the McDonald's prices, all the Burger King prices, all the grocery store prices. He nailed them across the board. Josh, 1986, loaf of bread.
okay, if milk was $1.08, bread would be under $1, I would think.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go with my first thing. I'm gonna say somewhere between 69 and 89 cents.
66 cents, and that was incredible. You were so close. I thought you were going to get it when you said 60. Okay, last one. Dozen eggs, 1986. How much?
Over under $1. I'm gonna say dozen eggs. Those were kind of cheap back then. More than bread, less than milk. 79 cents per. No. I'm going to go lower. I'm going to say like 59 cents per
You
dozen
like
eggs.
that's 79 cents
Shit.
scared me for a second there because it was 87 cents.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a great guess on
I
all
was
three.
thinking it was between milk and bread, but the way your face looked, I thought I was wrong. So I should have
79
stuck
was like
I was good. 79 is what I wanted to say. It really was. But
excellent guess. Okay, we'll accept that. All right, fashion trends. I'm just gonna say some of the fashion trends.
yeah, just say it. I
So
don't know this one.
oversized jackets, oversized sweaters, oversized blazers, often with shoulder pads. So when I think of that, I think of Angela Bauer from Who's the Boss.
Yeah, perfect. Yep. Them shoulder
Um,
pads, man. It was almost like Legion of Doom out there for women.
oh, what a business meeting. Women wore women wore power suits and business attire a lot of the times. Fitness, like fitness attire, leg warmers, track suits, body suits, a lot of neon colors. High-waisted jeans, which are called mom jeans today.
Yeah. Yep.
The jeans would almost be up to their like past their navel or like towards their chest.
Is this
Um,
around the time wanna get physical? Physical.
Olivia Newton-John, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, yeah. Let me hear your body talk, body talk. Big hair, a lot of Aquanet, lot of hairspray. I remember my cousin Heather doing her hair before school every morning. There was a couple problems with this. We shared one bathroom, so I'd use it afterwards because I was younger, so I couldn't breathe once she had used the bathroom. And then the second thing was whatever part of the ozone was above our house definitely did not exist anymore because she was just destroying it with all that Aquanet. Hammer pants, MC Hammer, like baggy pants that he used
Oh
to
yeah.
dance in his music videos, kind of debuted.
Parachute pants.
Parachute pants. Um, I was gonna go the normal kind of boring route of what was the number one hit song of 1986, but I found something way more interesting.
Was it Michael Jackson, by the way?
No, it wasn't. It was like Dionne Warwick, which is like Whitney Houston's cousin. And then Dionne Warwick, fun fact, slashaholics. Dionne Warwick was the lady who was had a psychic network, the Psychic Friends Network,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
later on in life. Eddie Murphy, comedian Eddie Murphy, movie star, actually had the number 7 hit single of the year for 1986 with his song "Party All the Time."
Oh my God. Likes to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time.
Do you know
There's
who?
a there's a fun Mad TV skit where it's like 20 years later and he wants to redo his music career, so he's getting with his original music director and he's like, you know, likes to go to the club all the time, go to the club all the time. Just all the time is every song he tries to come up
Everything
with.
is all the time, but
Yeah,
a different theme.
likes to dance all the time, dance all the time, dance all the time.
Do you know who wrote and produced that song for him?
Lord, no, I don't.
Rick James, the super freak.
Okay, sweet.
He's in the video. He's
Yeah,
in the
he's
video. Yeah, he's in the video. I'm not
There's
gonna
some
ask you these.
cocaine involved in that
I'm
song.
sure.
Man.
I don't think Eddie used imbibed in that stuff, but I know Rick did for sure because he's Rick James, bitch.
It was the 80s. I think everybody did, but yeah, I got you.
I don't. No, I'm not gonna punish you by asking you these questions, but I'm just gonna give a rundown real quick before we go to our first commercial break.
Okay.
NFL Super Bowl champions for 1986 was the Chicago Bears.
I said it before you did. I said Bears. I knew that one actually.
The Bears doing the Super Bowl shuffle all the way to the World Championship.
That's why I knew it.
The 1986 NBA champions, Josh, were.
Oh, I don't know that one. It wasn't the Bulls. That was 90s.
That's a great guess. It could have been one of three.
The Lakers,
Bulls, Lakers, or Celtics. It was the Boston Celtics.
Okay.
And who was the MLB World Series champions in 1986?
Let's see how many
Can I give you a guess?
The Cubs?
No, but can I give you a guess?
Yeah.
The star of this World Series team was also the star ringer for Mr. Burns' softball power plant team.
Oh man, I don't remember that. The Rangers?
Darryl Strawberry, who played for the Mets.
The Mets.
Who played for the New York Mets.
Okay. I knew the Bears one for sure because of the rap, but that's it.
We ain't here to cause no trouble. We're just here to do the Super Bowl shuffle.
We're gonna have to do a slash track shuffle at some point.
Oh yeah, we try to get William in it too, but he's been indisposed for the last 9.5 months.
Yeah.
Good evening, prisoners. I'm here to do the Super Bowl shuffle, baby.
The slash track shuffle.
The slash track shuffle. Josh, let's go to our first commercial break, buddy.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Pee-wee's Playhouse. We'll be right back. Your greenness, the Earthlings are much more advanced than we imagined. They have chairs that talk, windows that speak, globes that teach,
You've got lots to learn.
birds that talk,
Come play with me.
flowers that dance, and screens that walk, and their leader, boy, can he dress.
Pee-wee's Playhouse playset. Each character sold separately from Matchbox.
And now back to Pee-wee's Playhouse.
All right, Josh, we're back. It's time to start breaking down the episode of Pee-wee.
Let's do it.
All right, man. So the episode starts out with Pee-wee. It just automatically starts with Pee-wee going to his ant farm, and he wishes his ant farm good morning, and he turns Conky on. Conky gives Pee-wee the day's secret word, which is what, Josh?
I might need some help with this one.
Ah!
It's help. Ah!
Mr. Kite, we cut to Mr. Kite. He's outside fighting for his life. He gives everyone a weather alert and warns of a big storm. As soon as he finishes the word storm, the storm breaks out, and it looks like it does behind Josh right now.
Yep. I
Yeah.
used to love rainy days, man. I still do as an adult. Like, you can take your sunshine and shove it. I love a nice gray rainy day, a little bit of thunder, heavy rain, some wind. It's when the tornadoes start coming down here in Arkansas when I have a problem with it. But
I loved rainy days in grade school because my fourth grade class had a row of Ataris, and
wow.
we could go play Atari when it was a rainy day. It was awesome. I played the shit out of River Raid.
I always knew that if it was a rainy day at my school, we were going to end up watching a movie during recess breaks, which means we were never going to get to finish the movie because the recesses weren't long enough.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
It took longer to set it up on that freaking
TV.
old Zenith.
tower.
Yeah, on the tray they'd wheel it in on.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm officially old, by the way. My son turned 18 years old the other day. So, yeah,
Anthony's 18 years old.
he's 18. The rodeo
Wow.
clown is 18. He started with us when he was like 14 as the rodeo clown, or 13.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Anthony. So Mr. Kite warned everybody the storm broke out. Terry the pterodactyl
Oh,
is
he's
hiding.
scared.
He's scared. He's hiding under a chair, and he's absolutely terrified because he's Terry the pterodactyl. Pee-wee calms him down, kind of pets him like he's a dog almost.
Yeah.
Kind of like he's a whimpering, and he puts him back in his nest. The flowers outside are Josh. You know how Josh just said he loves rainy days. The flowers are just absolutely vibing.
Yeah,
They're
they're just absolutely drinking up the day. Just
Love it.
drinking it up.
They have the best day ever.
And you can see the hands and the gloves. I love it. I love it.
They're loving it. The flowers are having a great day. Conky tells the Playhouse that it's expected to rain all day. It's going to rain all day. So Conky knows all.
He sure does.
Everyone is totally bumming until Pee-wee explains that lots of fun things can be done on rainy days. And he's going to start off with giving a paper plane tutorial.
A very, very, very fast-paced one. I will say, this was, like you said, episode 3. He did what, like 4 or 5 seasons?
There was quite a few seasons. It got canceled in like 91, 92.
Yeah, so this was like episode 3. So maybe, he hadn't thought to slow down his tutorials, or when we get to the food cooking thing, not tell kids to go cook something on the stove with no parents watching. But yes, he goes a little fast, and it's like, whoa, Pee-wee, slow down. I need a little help. Ah!
So he proceeds to teach everyone at home how to make a paper airplane. Conky brings Pee-wee paper and says that he's happy to HELP.
Yep, that word.
I really like this.
H. That was me spelling screaming, but go ahead.
I really like that he did the paper plane thing because kind of like you, how you learned how to make a paper airplane. My grandpa Ralph taught me how to make a paper airplane, and I still know how to make it the exact way he taught me when I was a kid. So it just brought back some really nice member berries for
It's
that.
it's like my dad had like three versions he would make, like a little like a small one out of a full
Mhm.
piece of paper, and then like the one like Pee Wee made, and
Yeah,
then like a really quick lazy one just whenever he didn't feel like doing it. It's like just pointy, flappy, throw.
loops,
But
the loop, swoop, and pull of paper airplanes.
yeah, yeah. I like the little one the best. It flew the best, the smaller one, the
I
compact
had a
one.
friend who could do a paper airplane that was like kind of like what you're describing, a smaller one, but it was
Like
almost
a
like a
rectangle.
glider. It was like a
Yeah,
glider, and it could do like circles and stuff and flips.
yeah, that was pretty cool.
Pee-wee's plane though, Josh, flies all over the house, totally impeded. Just it's almost like it has an engine on it. It even goes through the hole in the wall on the floor, goes through the dinosaur's house, flips, dipsy doos, turnovers, everything. Finally lands. Greatest paper airplane ever made. Um, Pee-wee puts on his possessed set of magic glasses. This thing, it seems possessed. Put me on, Pee-wee. Put me on.
Okay, not arguing.
One of us. One of us. They
Gooba
basic,
gaba.
yeah. It's like the Book of the Dead is actually talking to Pee-wee, but he puts the Book of the Dead on his head. They basically simulate what it's like to be drunk. Like I don't know that this looks that fun.
No, no, not really. It was kind of dizzying when I watched it.
He's
As
all,
a kid, it's fun. As an adult, I'm like, hey, I've had those glasses before, but they weren't glasses. They came in a bottle.
yeah, and every time I put those glasses on, I brought home a swamp donkey from the local tavern.
I had to chew my arm off in the morning. Um,
The phone rings. It's basically a Zoom meeting in 1986. Miss Yvonne can't come over because of the rain. She has a shawl over her head. She kind of looks like a ninja. The rain has totally frizzed out her hair.
yep.
Pee-wee has to take a rain check with Miss Yvonne. So Miss
Because it's a
Yvonne's
rainy day, you see.
yeah,
And
yeah, it's very good, very high level, highbrow humor. Pee-wee and the gang pretend to camp inside, but while Pee-wee is just about he's getting things set up, the power goes out.
I know that feeling, Pee Wee.
Yeah, the power goes out. Josh?
And you know what? The power
What?
going out is a
Yep.
good segue for our next commercial break.
That I have it written down.
All
Perfect.
right.
Let's go to it.
Pee-wee's Playhouse will return after these messages. Ah!
You wish you were in mother's womb. Instead, you'll have to choose your doom. A nice restricting body cast, or I can fly your flag half-mast. Come fight with me and you can expect I'll do much worse than break your neck. An ambulance is what you'll desire, because I'm going to set your face on fire. Join us for Glow right here every week on this station.
And now back to Pee-wee's Playhouse. Duh!
I wish I could see some Glow wrestling, man. That would have been fun. Man, well, I guess I can. It's gonna be on TV according to that commercial. So
Well, yeah, and I mean you could because we have the internet. So, while the power's out, Josh, it switches to animated eyes and voiceovers. So it kind of turns into a cartoon.
it was scary. It was actually kind of terrifying when I watched it the other day.
I liked it. That's so out of the box, different than what was normally on Saturday mornings back then.
Oh yeah, definitely. It
So
was
weird.
fun. I can see how it reminded me of like kind of like the Large Marge though from
It's
Pee Wee's. Yeah,
identical,
yes.
just like that, Tim Burton-esque.
yes, yes.
Yes.
It was fun. It was fun.
Very good comparison. That's excellent. Excuse me. Pee-wee finds a flashlight and proceeds to start to tell ghost stories.
Yep.
So I like this even more. In the middle of the story, the mail lady walks in and scares the living hell out of Pee-wee. Pee-wee's the one telling the ghost story, but he gets scared
That's
as
how
the
it always
mail lady
went.
comes in.
Dude, I was at a sleepover one night. We were like camping out in the back of trucks and stuff at my grandma's house, me and my cousins.
Yeah.
And I started telling stories from the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark books, like
Oh,
just
I
from
love
memory.
it.
I scared myself so bad about this story I made up about demons and trees because we were underneath
Okay.
trees that I ended up going home. And I was the one trying to scare everybody.
You're like, I got to get out of here. I have to go. Josh, I hate to tell you, no matter where you go, there you are.
Yep.
You can't escape yourself, Josh.
No, I'm a tree demon, apparently.
I can't believe you scared yourself so much that you had to leave your own sleepover.
It was a big camp out. Yep. And out of everybody, I'm the
Yeah,
one that
dude,
had to leave. I scared the crap out of myself. So yeah, we'll just move on from there. Y'all had a good laugh. You know, I was little. I told a scary story. Alex, I couldn't help it.
Ah! All right. So Pee-wee offers the mail lady the opportunity to dry out by the campfire.
Mhm.
What happens, Josh?
She gets real judgy and leaves and looks at him like, that's not a campfire. That's a bunch of toys. Okay, I'm leaving. But no, she's kind of sathy. She gets a little sassy and
She's
leaves.
freezing her ass off, Josh. She's upset because she's cold, and this guy in a bow tie with pants that are going up to his knees and freaking bowling shoes is offering her to dry off next to a campfire made of pots and pans and surrounded by his friends that may or may not exist.
And we're not 100% sure that it wasn't severed limbs making up the campfire. You know.
Josh, don't have your mind go that way because you're going to have to leave the review. Don't do
What was that?
Yeah,
Oh.
don't, Josh. I hate when you do that. You start saying scary stuff, and then we have to stop recording because you terrify yourself. You're too good at making up those terrifying situations. Pee-wee sits on Cherry and reads his pen pal letters.
Mhm.
And his pen pal letter of the day is from a friend in Japan.
No.
Yeah, and it's just typical what's going on in Japan stuff. Pee-wee reads it out loud.
He'd only been on the air for 3 episodes, and I'm sure they probably filmed those episodes before the first one even aired.
Yeah.
So how did he already have pen pals writing him?
They probably did just like what we did when we started Slash Trax, Ask Slashy. We just made up our own question.
Oh, okay.
Probably in order to get the audience to participate, they took creative license with 2 or 3 of the initial pen pal letters.
That's
I'm
fair.
sure.
That's fair.
All right, don't let your mind go too deep into this, Josh. You're gonna get terrified and then you're gonna leave.
I know. I gotta go.
Conspiracy theories, scary stories, demon tree monsters.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I have trees behind me.
Oh, they're in there, Josh. They're in there.
I gotta go.
Okay, so right after he finishes reading his pen pal letter, guess who shows up?
He-Man.
I wish. Royalty in Pee-wee's universe. The king of cartoons has arrived, Josh.
Yes. I love this part of the show.
He has no time to make it, like, he doesn't even let his person introduce him and give him his proper the king of cartoons is here, everybody bow down to his greatness. He doesn't have time for it. He immediately starts another cartoon, which is where, Josh, we need to go to another commercial break.
Let's do it.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Hamburger University with Ronald McDonald.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, Ronald.
Today's subject, the Hamburglar. The Hamburglar is very clever and very sneaky.
The Hamburglar!
And he loves taking McDonald's hamburgers. So, what should you yell when you see it?
Help Ronald, sailor!
That's right.
Uh-oh.
Hamburglar.
It's a good time for the train.
You've got a lot to learn.
Don't take burgers, Rubble Rubble.
A McDonald's.
And now, back to my Playhouse!
And Josh, we're back. And you wanted to say something about the cartoons that air on these Pee-wee shows.
Just genius. What he did is he took stuff that was public domain, like old cartoons from like the 30s and 40s and stuff. And that's what he used for the cartoon parts, which was really cool. And I really enjoyed the cartoon, but it did scare me a little bit because it had a little devil in it, little tree demon
that lives in the trees right behind you, Josh.
yeah. But no, I just thought that was a genius idea for a show. There was so much animation that was like public domain at that point. He got to use it, fill in part of his show with some cartoons, and it's probably stuff people wouldn't have ever seen again otherwise. So it wasn't like Looney Tunes or anything. It was like it was its own thing. So that was really cool. You know, the king and the cowboy and everybody that drops by. If Pee-wee is on something, are they enabling him?
They're
imaginary as well.
I think they're his friends that are just normal people that they take on these personas once they go on this ayahuasca trip.
Or they come to check on him and he just says, "Oh, it's Cowboy." What was his name? Cowboy
Curtis.
Cowboy Curtis. And he's like, "Pee-wee, I'm not a cowboy. Stop this."
I'm your friend Curtis.
All Pee-wee's seeing is Cowboy Curtis doing his thing. Lawrence up there.
During the cartoon break, when we're watching the cartoons, Pee-wee is busy making hot chocolate. And he's going to give a tutorial to all these 3 and 4-year-olds about how to make hot chocolate. Josh, what's your thoughts on this?
I bet later, if we watch more episodes, we would see that he said, "Have your parents help you." But he says to take a pan, take some hot water, or take some milk. Was it milk?
It was milk and chocolate syrup.
And chocolate. What kind of chocolate? Just any kind of chocolate? Like
just a squeezy top Hershey.
Put it in a pan on the stove and cook it until it's hot. He didn't say boiling. But yeah, Pee-wee, that was a little dangerous. I know it was the 80s and we were a little more carefree. Go outside at 8 in the morning, come back in at 6 p.m. Never get checked on in between. But yeah, that was still a little dangerous, Pee-wee. So
I really like that when he's searching for whipped cream for the hot chocolate, that he opens his fridge and it's almost like that movie Food, the Seth Rogen movie where the
Sausage Party. Yeah.
Sausage Party. It's like Sausage Party 30 years before Sausage Party. All the food items are actual little people.
Yep.
I love it. And they're having a party and they see that Pee-wee is watching and they all kind of get terrified and go back to their normal form, like Toy Story-ish almost.
I'm surprised there was any whipped cream left after he got done spraying whipped cream all over all of his fellow stuff in the fridge, you know.
Oh yeah. Hey, totally check it out. So Pee-wee hooks up to the shaking machine that apparently requires a safe word because it will not stop shaking him because all he wants is a little shake for his whipped cream.
Yeah.
And he just shakes the living hell out of him. And the safe word apparently is uncle.
Oh, I thought it would be help.
I think Pee-wee could have avoided a lot of trouble in the future in that theater he got caught in if he would have just hooked himself up to the shaking machine.
Yeah.
When he was alone at the Playhouse.
And not emulated what the can of whipped cream did to everything inside the fridge.
Oh my God. When Pee-wee screams for help.
Ah! Whoa, was that a true demon?
Nobody in the house attempts to help him.
They don't. They just maybe their life is misery. You know, he's used some type of wizardry to bring them to life, and the only way for that spell to break is for him to like go away. So they're like, it's happening, no more pain.
We need Pee-wee to literally shake to death. So Pee-wee is shaking too much. He uses the safe word. It stopped shaking him. We cut to Pee-wee after all the shaving cream went all throughout the entire Playhouse. He's drowning in it. We cut to Pee-wee shaving a whipped cream beard.
Yes.
And singing "I'm shaving just like Daddy." He's using a spoon. Yeah. And this is one of those core memories I was talking about. I thought this was a different episode. I remember this like it was yesterday. I remember the song and I remember the little bit.
You're breaking my heart, man. You're breaking my heart because not only do I remember the show, but I just remembered my 18-year-old son, whenever he was 3, standing next to me in a pull-up at the sink in the bathroom with shaving cream on his face with a little plastic fake razor.
Pretending.
pretending to shave like me. Yeah. And
I
now
remember-
he can grow now he can grow like a glorious beard that I can never dream of growing. It's like it's
Full color, not gray like me and you. I remember when I was like in junior high, freshman year of high school, I wanted to be able to grow a goatee so bad. I just wanted one so bad. And I spent all that time wishing I could grow facial hair. And then like 2 years later, I couldn't not grow facial hair. And I've been shaving consistently for 30 years now or whatever, 25 years. I wish I couldn't grow facial hair now.
I had like a little you ever seen Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah,
You know
of
the
course.
uncle with the little the one that lives there with the little beard, little mustache.
Uncle Rico.
Yeah, well, not the cool
Kip,
uncle.
his brother, Kip.
Yeah, his brother, Kip. Yeah, his brother. That little mustache, like that's all I could grow from like 14 to 16. And I rocked that thing like it was the most glorious stash in history. But looking back at pictures, it's like, why didn't I just shave that? Oh my God.
Josh, don't be upset and jealous of me because I've been online chatting with babes all day.
Right, right.
Geez, Josh, stay home and eat all the frickin' chips.
Go make a cheese quesadilla.
Josh, you can't be on the Slash Track Saturday morning because you're eating all of our steaks and ruining all of our lives. Pee-wee jumps into his magic screen and plays Connect the Dots. Unironically, it's an umbrella that he's creating on the screen, and it's raining cats and dogs. So now it's time for a Penny cartoon.
Ah, Penny. Yes, yes, that takes me back as well.
I love these Penny cartoons.
I wonder if the person who does Penny also did Inside Out Boy and stuff because it's very similar.
Oh man,
stop motion.
Very, very good observation there. This Penny cartoon is probably like 30 seconds long, and Penny is telling the story of an alien who's bad, but he becomes a good alien. Yeah, that's the story. Now we cut after the Penny cartoon. It's still raining, and Pee-wee is starting to get bored and a little stir crazy. You can tell he's getting a little more short with some of his friends at the Playhouse. He's not quite having as much fun.
No.
No. He heads to Puppet Land, Josh, and the rhythm of the rain has put the puppets to sleep. Pee-wee sees this, and this was like kind of his last ditch effort at fun. He's going crazy. He is going stir crazy. He's lost it. But never fear, Josh.
Would you say he needs some assistance?
Yeah, assistance. Yes, he needs some assistance. But never fear, Josh. Randy, the bully puppet, shows up and talks Pee-wee into making prank phone calls. I have a couple questions before we discuss this.
Yes.
Okay. They're going to make prank phone calls on a video screen phone. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. The phone is a screen. This is almost like a Zoom meeting, like whatever, Microsoft Teams. How do you do a prank phone call when they can see you?
Right. Exactly.
What the hell? Randy does one, calls this lady up, random housewife, totally gets her, asks if the refrigerator's running. She falls for it. Now it's Pee-wee's turn. They call back the exact same lady and use the exact same is your refrigerator running gag.
She's the only other person in existence in 1986 that had a video phone. So
yeah, they're bougie, they're rich, they have money. So Pee-wee calls, she's had enough of it. She yells to her cop husband Daryl, who's in the background. Daryl is a cop. Pee-wee gives the cop his full name. I don't know that there was even caller ID back in 1986,
right?
Was there?
No, he could have just been like, my name's Alex Vanover.
He could have said his name was anything. Gives him his full name. The cop lets him off with a warning, says that if it happens again, he's going to send him to jail.
Yeah, to jail. Wow.
Yeah, Pee-wee's going to jail if he prank phone calls again.
They should have done a Pee-wee goes to jail like they did Ernest. That would have been fun.
Good friend Randy the puppet.
Drop the soap. Oh.
Good friend Randy the puppet dips. Totally leaves him. Set up Pee-wee, leaves him in the lurch. Just like Josh did to all of his friends and family at his own sleepover when he was telling scary stories in the back of a truck. The entire house now, Josh is asleep. The door knocks. It's a door-to-door salesman, and he wants to offer Pee-wee an incredible deal. Pee-wee loses his mind because it clearly says no soliciting on the Playhouse door. Kicks him out. But the doorman is actually in a rain slicker. He's actually prepared.
And he's giant, monstrosity, terrifying, by the way.
I'm here to tell you about this great deal. And now a leak is starting to drip on Pee-wee after he just kicked the door-to-door salesman out. Pee-wee makes a silent wish to himself that he wishes it would stop raining.
Yep.
He's sick of it. He's had enough.
And?
No. No. Zombie the genie shows up right on time and grants Pee-wee his wish. The weather is beautiful. Long live Zombie. Pee-wee celebrates the weather becoming sunny and nice. How does he celebrate, Josh?
Dancing, right?
No, he just leaves the Playhouse. Now that it's nice,
that's right. I thought he did a little jig. He just hops on his scooter, which I used to always want a scooter.
It just leaves.
He's like, woohoo, the sun's out. I don't have to hang out with you losers anymore. And he just gets on his scooter and goes home.
That's it. He just leaves immediately. And that's the end of the episode.
Yes.
Let's go to another commercial break, Josh.
Now for these important messages.
That Joe's in trouble.
No, the Cobras are in trouble. That Joe is Sergeant Slaughter.
Don't mess with Sergeant Slaughter. He's as strong as they come. I've seen him take on 100 Cobras and set them on the run.
Meet Sergeant Slaughter and his Triple T tank.
Sergeant Slaughter is now a part of G.I. Joe. A real American hero.
Live the adventure of G.I. Joe.
And look out, Cobra.
Sergeant Slaughter comes with Triple T tank, Cobra figures and equipment sold separately.
And now back to Pee-wee's Playhouse.
All right. We broke it down. I would have sworn like he did like a little thing before he hopped on his scooter. But...
No, man, he's putting his helmet on and his knee pads on before Zombie even finished Long Live Zombie.
Yes.
He's out of there. He doesn't have to hang out with them anymore.
Are we going to say the magic words?
Help?
The genie words.
Mecca lecca high.
Mecca lecca high.
Mecca hidey ho.
Mecca hidey ho. Mecca lecca high. Mecca lecca high. Ho.
He says Mecca lecca high. Mecca jolly ho.
Mecca lecca high. Mecca jolly yo.
All the elements. Hear my refrain. Stop the rain. Wait. Bring out the sun and stop the rain. Long live King Alex. /Trax 2020 at gmail.com /Kateers. If you like what you're seeing, and if you're this deep into the episode, obviously you are, and you have an episode you want us to review of any cartoon or live action show from the 80s, 90s, or early 2000s, write us at /Trax 2020 at gmail.com with a recommendation. We read all of our emails. We respond to all of our emails and comments. You can comment in this episode down below, and we'll get right back to you. Josh, hit him with the Patreon, the Cameo, all the goods.
If you want to support the channel, and because you enjoy what we're doing here, or you just feel sorry for us, you can do so at Patreon. It's here on the screen. Or you can order a $7.50 Cameo from us right down here below. One of these days, we're probably going to get an order from those videos. There's people on YouTube that like find the cheap Cameo things, you know, like, and like order videos where they say embarrassing stuff and then they like make a montage. We're probably going to end up on one of those unless you folks start ordering cameos from us. So save us that humiliation. And you can also donate through PayPal or Cash App. All the information is either on the screen or in the description below and in the pinned comment. So, yeah.
All right, Josh, it's time to give our review and our 2 cents about this episode.
Let's do it.
Josh, did you like this episode?
Oh yeah, I loved it. Loved it. Great. Everything. I love the cartoon. I love just the being back in Pee-wee's Playhouse, you know, kind of going back to the 80s when things were simpler. I love the rainy day aspect because I love rainy days. So yeah, it was very peaceful, very relaxing, very fun.
Yeah, I was. So were you into the overall plot though? Like you were following Pee-wee and his adventure through the rainy day?
Yeah, apparently everything except for whenever he got his wish, because I swear he like did a little circle dance and jumped on his scooter. But maybe I was seeing him putting his stuff on and thinking he was like dancing or something.
I just like, as I rewatched it for this review, I rewatched it twice, and he gets his wish granted. The weather changes. First thing he does, just leaves immediately.
I think I'm remembering him putting on like his helmet and everything. So yeah.
Just dips. Pulled a Houdini on Cherry and Terry and the flowers and everybody. Um, I really enjoyed this episode. I'm the one who suggested it for us to review. I have great memories of it. I don't know if it's the show that I love so much or I just love that time of my life when I was a kid. It was like
Yeah.
my mom and dad were getting along. I liked where we lived. I liked everything was new, everything was fun. Pee-wee was fun. Everything was exciting. This is just a really fun episode. Fun show to go back and watch. I love everything about it.
That's how
Um,
My Pet Monster or Denver the Last Dinosaur is for me. So I think I might suggest that for, my next pick, one of those. So
Denver, hey, I was actually really close to picking Denver the Last Dinosaur for this episode. Did you know that the first episode of Denver the Last Dinosaur is like an hour long?
yeah, it was like a mini movie type thing.
Yeah, it's like an hour.
Yeah, yeah, might save that one. There was a My Pet Monster for some reason. It's kind of like this rainy day one sticks with you. There's this My Pet Monster where he's in a pie eating contest,
Hmm.
and one where he's like having to make cookies because he ate a bunch, but he
Sure.
makes monster cookies that are explosive.
Okay. If you want to do a My Pet Monster one, let's just commit to doing it now.
Okay, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, we'll do My Pet Monster.
Okay. My Pet Monster slash Alex, you heard it here first. Next episode of Slash Trax Saturday mornings.
Denver, whenever we get to Denver, we're gonna have to like invest like an hour. That might be like a little bit longer episode than normal to review, but that'll be fun too. We can do down the
Yeah,
road.
I was seriously contemplating doing Denver, but it was like the hour runtime. I was like, I don't know if I have enough time to do this much note taking.
We might have to do that one in two parts when we do it. So
I think
we'll
you
see.
might be right.
Yeah.
What did I like about this episode? I liked all the little tutorials, how to shave, how to make hot chocolate, how to make a paper airplane. I liked all the little subplots, all the issues he's having with the rain. He's kind of like he's having a full blown like character arc. Like he's stoked about the rain until he's not.
Yeah.
And you can see Pee Wee go through it, and we're going through it with him.
Mm-hmm.
I particularly like the whipped cream shaving thing. That just
Yeah.
I'm shaving just like Daddy. I just remember that. I'll probably never forget it. What else? What was your least favorite part of the episode?
Least favorite was probably the mail lady because I thought that it kind of came off like she was judgy or like I don't have time for you. I don't know. It just felt it didn't fit the vibe of the rest of the episode for me.
She seemed perturbed because she's out there working in it. Pee Wee's in here messing around.
Yeah.
And she's just like, this is ridiculous. I don't have time. Here's your letter. I'll see you later.
And I was mad that he wouldn't slow down so I can make a paper airplane. I didn't want to pause it. I wanted to have the full experience of what it would have been like watching it in the 80s. And he went too fast. No, I loved it. I really didn't hate anything or dislike anything, but if I had to pick, it would be the Mel Lady because it's just so different than the rest. It's a different vibe than the rest of the episode. Yeah.
My least favorite part, no Cowboy Curtis at all in this episode.
Yeah.
And I would also say I know Randy is like an important part, Randy the bully puppet, but there's no redeeming qualities about that character. I really don't like him.
Yeah.
Like at all. I don't really like Randy at all. He's just a dick. I could do without him. Or maybe he's in true heel professional wrestling fashion. He's doing a good job because I'm supposed to hate him.
Yeah.
So
Or he's like
Randy-
John Cena making little kids cry in the audience.
Yeah, that's something
He's got to feel bad about that, man. He's he feels bad if you saw that clip, right?
Yeah, he like called out that one kid specifically that was wearing his gear.
It might have been a setup, but if not, because the kid really looked like he was crying, like for real. So I bet he felt a little bad about that. But anyways, I digress. Good episode, a lot of fun.
I have some highlights real quick. Prank phone calls, lots of core memories. I've said it before. All the design of the food in the fridge, I love it.
Yes.
And I said it earlier. I just love that every item in his house is an actual person. I think that's really neat.
It is.
Josh, do you have any other thoughts before we rate the episode?
No, I agree with you. The whole thing is awesome. It was really like the in between from like what Mr. Rogers did Pee-wee to like Blue's Clues. It's cool seeing the evolution of TV, and he was a big part of it. And love Pee-wee. So
I think Blue's Clues took a step back. I think Pee-wee was like 4 decades ahead of his time. I think if this
Yeah.
show came out now,
it's
it
like
would be popular.
He did all the stop motion and puppetry, and then Blue's Clues, everything in the house is alive, but it's like animated or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
like Pee-wee was really good.
Well, I have no disrespect towards Blue's Clues or anyone that loves Blue's Clues, but I feel like Blue's Clues was made for like toddlers, and like they almost down talk to the audience a little bit. Pee-wee, like I said, it's like we're hanging out with him.
Yeah,
maybe that's why. Yeah, maybe that's why he was so comfortable asking a 4-year-old Josh to go get the chocolate, go get the milk, turn that oven on.
Yeah, he trusted
right?
us.
Pee-wee's your buddy.
He trusted us.
Yeah, he doesn't think we're dumb little kids. We're one of his buddies.
Yep.
Rate the episode, Josh. Now, on a scale of how many FaceTime prank calls out of 4?
I'm gonna give this one 4, man. Even the postal lady didn't ruin it too much for me. 4.
Yeah.
4 tree demons out of 4.
I give it 4 out of 4, and I have in capital letters a perfect episode.
Yes, it was perfect. It was great. So really
this is the very first perfect episode on Trax Saturday mornings.
That's awesome.
So if you're keeping score at home, that is a 4 out of 4. We'd like to know what your grade is. Leave a comment down below. We'd like to know your favorite part of the episode, your least favorite part of the episode. And if you don't have this on Blu-ray or DVD, you can find it easily on YouTube by going to Pee-wee's Playhouse, type in Rainy Day. It should pop right up. It's free. And also, this is coincidentally, Josh, our least, our lowest graded episode was Extreme Ghostbusters Part 2. Back in Action was the last episode we reviewed. Now we do have our highest episode.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
crazy.
Really cool.
That's the end of the show, man. Let's end it. Let's leave the Playhouse and bundle you up, and hopefully you don't scare the living hell out of yourself later today.
Thank you all so much for jumping in and giving us some help. We really appreciate it. Be excellent to each other, and remember, you are awesome. You're awesome. Say goodnight, Alex.
Good night, Alex. I'm putting on all my scooter gear. I'm out of here. It's a sunny day now. Mahalo, dogs.
What? What's up?
Great episode, man. I had a lot of fun. That was a great thing to talk about. I love Pee-wee. I wouldn't move. I wouldn't even look behind you.
Why?
I just wouldn't do it, man.
Ah, I gotta go. I'm done. Tree demon.
Yeah. Excellent job, Tree Demon. Now that Josh is gone, you ever thought about co-hosting, like a fake news show or riffing bad horror movies? Or
how much does it pay?
Nothing at all.
I'm good.
Wake up, it's Saturday, the vibe's just right. Oh yeah, Alex and Josh take us back to the light. He-Man and those Ghostbusters, what a sight. DuckTales and Mario will dive in tight. Slide Track Saturday, let's groove today. Cartoon classics make our worries fly away. Zelda and Red Monster, what they gotta say. Tune in and let the review slay. Grab your cereal, let's relive the past. Ooh, yeah. Cartoon heroes, the memories last. Alex and Josh got the humor, it's a blast. Kick back, enjoy, have a blast fast. Sludge Track Saturday, let's groove today. Cartoon classics make our worries fly away. Zelda and Red Monster, what they gotta say. Tune in and let the review slay. They break it down, oh so fine. Oh, yeah. Talking about cartoons, gonna blow your mind. From the 80s to 90s, takes us on a ride. Saturday morning styles can't deny. Slash Track Saturday. today. Let's groove today. Cartoon classics make our